1 2 1 2 1 1 2. This screencast is going to introduce you to a method for responding to your colleagues' work that I call immersive feedback. Typically, when we give feedback, we write in the margins. Offer some thoughts. Immersive feedback does something different. It doesn't provide answers for how to fix a text. Immersive feedback pertains to immersing or plunging into something. Immersive feedback provides information or stimulation for a number of senses, including sight and sound. Immersive feedback generates a three-dimensional image which appears to surround the user. Much like other types of feedback, immersive feedback begins with a read of a text and locating moments in that text that elicit a response. Locating moments. Locating moments. Once you've identified a few moments, the goal of immersive feedback is to put these moments to work by surrounding them in artifacts both in your own archives and on the web. For example, in response to the phrase, "only to turn that beauty into a concrete jungle," I offer up the image I ripped from a book titled No Wave, Post-Punk Underground New York, 1976 to 1980. Using the term no wave, I then plunge the text into Google. What your paper needs now is more Glenn Branca. Continuing with the phrase, "people have taken action," I recall an article I recall an article I read in the New York Times a while back called Guerrilla Gardening. What your paper needs now is more guerrilla gardening. With no luck doing an initial search within the Times site itself, I again turned to Google. Seed bombs. What your paper needs now is more seed bombs. Finally, the phrase parks may even have a higher value to people leads me to an image. It leads me to an image of the ideal public space by the urban planner Le Corbusier. And it leads me to a book and a chapter, The Uses of Sidewalks, Safety, from Jane Jacobs, The Death and Life of Great American Cities. So again, immersive feedback involves not simply offering comments or thoughts in response to a text, but instead putting a text into contact with other materials and artifacts. In this way, we might also call immersive feedback an object-oriented feedback. Immersive feedback pertains to immersing or plunging the text into something. It provides information or stimulation in response to the text for a number of senses, including sight and sound. It generates a multi-dimensional image which appears to surround the user and their text.